Hello, doctor. Have you ever had one of those moments where your brain just stopped? You're mid-shift, holding a chart, surrounded by the usual noise and motion, and suddenly none of it makes sense. That happened to me. I was staring at the page and the words blurred. My thoughts tangled, and one fear kept echoing in my head. What if I'm not good enough for this? I've trained, I've studied, I've survived rotations that crushed my spirit. But that question, it still finds me in the quiet, in the tiny mistakes, in the seconds I pause before answering. Earlier that day, a patient's relative asked a simple question. Nothing dramatic, but I hesitated, just for a moment, and in that pause, I saw it, that flicker in their eyes, like they were wondering if I knew what I was doing. I gave the right answer eventually, but by then, the damage in my head was done. You know how this job is, doctor. There's no time to second guess yourself. You push through. You carry the weight. You act like you've got it all together. Because there's always another crisis, another decision, another life depending on you. But that night after my shift, I sat alone in the changing room, scrub still on, bag untouched, and I broke. Not with tears, with silence, that crushing, suffocating kind that wraps around your chest and whispers every fear you've ignored for months. What if I'm just faking it? What if someone notices and it costs a life? No one prepares you for this part of medicine. The fear of not being enough, even when you're giving everything you have. The guilt of not knowing everything. The pressure to be flawless in a system built on impossible expectations. That night, I called a mentor, told them everything, every doubt, every cracked corner of my confidence, and they said something I'll never forget. You doubt yourself because you care. That's what makes you different. It means you're paying attention. But don't let that voice in your head be louder than the lives you've helped. Doctor, if you've ever looked in the mirror and wondered if you're enough, I need you to hear this. You are. You're allowed to feel unsure. You're allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to not know everything. Because being a good doctor isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up, trying again, and remembering why you chose this path in the first place. If that voice in your head ever gets too loud, share it. Say it out loud. Send your story to us at clinicconfessions@gmail.com. Sometimes, naming the fear is the first step to reclaiming your strength. Subscribe for more stories that speak the truth behind the white coat. Clinic Confessions, real stories from behind the stethoscope.